Hey everyone, this is Paul, the Sultan of Stuff. As you know, I go to thrift stores quite often, and some of my specialties are books. And today at a local Goodwill, I ran into a batch that had just arrived. Clearly somebody had been a collector because most of these hardcovers had protective jackets, Mylar protected jackets on the dust covers. And so once I saw one or two, I knew I was onto something, so I started scanning all the shelves and I found all sorts of great things. So I thought I would share them with you. First off, I hardly ever notice James Michener books because they're so common. They're everywhere, you always see them. A lot of older people have these in their collections, and eventually these collections end up at thrift stores and stuff. So, it's nothing new. But these, again, they were cared for. They were protected with the Mylar jackets, and they were old. So it got my attention and I started looking. I just wanted to show you these because each one that I'm going to show you is worth between $10 and $50. Some are worth a little more, some a little less. But just wanted to show you because, again, I've mentioned in a different episode that if you see good Mylar dust jacket covers, protected in plastic, not library book covers, but just really like personal collections, that can be a clue that they're worth something because somebody's gone to the care and trouble of protecting these books. So, The Covenant, very nice. Iberia. These are all first editions, by the way. Space, I may need to keep this one. Nice. And then the last two that I found of James Michener were book club edition books. And I think we've talked about this before, but I just wanted to really show you an example. They tend to be smaller, like compare with a normal size book. They're smaller. The page quality is more pulpy, more rougher, not such high quality, so it's lightweight. They tend to be really, really light, like this one. And of course it says usually something like Book Club Edition or Book of the Month Club right up there that you see. So you can know, and most of the time Book Club Editions are not worth much, but if they're significant books, then even Book Club Editions can be worth something. So here's a nice old one, look at that. A little bit of wear, but it's been protected. And this other one, Hawaii, also Book Club Edition. But that was very exciting. 5 James Michener first editions of one sort or another, and between the lot of them, I would say maybe $75 of value, and I got these for $2 each. So very nice. So now, other things I found. I found this, and of course I look up all these books online in eBay and Amazon to see, what are they going for? What are other ones doing? Have they sold? You can see if they're actually moving. This particular book I couldn't even find, and it was inscribed down here. So when I can't find a book online, I usually snatch it up because what that means to me is that I can name my price to some degree. Somebody's looking for this, they're having as hard a time finding one as I did. So this could be very valuable to that one person who's very interested in this topic, which is Cruising with the Cure Queen, a Brussels, like Belgium, journal. So this is a documentary of this person who traveled through Brussels, I guess. So I may have to look through this. This looks interesting, but I could probably ask $40 for this, and somebody might snatch it up. You don't know. This is where you experiment. If you're selling books online, just get it and try it. Like highball it if there's no competition, and see if somebody snatches it up. And if not, over time you can lower it and find a reasonable place where somebody wants it. This Happy Isle, the story of Sea Island and the Cloister. I don't know anything about this really, but it's a first edition, and it's Georgia, Sea Island. So I looked this up, and what did I just see? Yeah, it's probably worth about $20. So cool. Radical Spirits. This is cool, and I may have to hold on to this one, even though it's worth maybe $40. I saw others selling for $40. Spiritualism and Women's Rights in 19th Century America. Two very interesting topics that were together at the time. Spiritualism was a big deal back then, and it did dovetail with women's rights to some degree. So this is sort of a scholarly book, and I may have to read it and then sell it probably, but very cool find. This was one of the most exciting finds of the day. This is the book that actually started me realizing something was going on, like a new collection had come in. This book of Joseph Goebbels, his life and death, and of course, I don't even feel good touching these kind of books, but this was a good scholarly book, and I looked it up, and it's worth about $10 to $20. So it's topical right now. So maybe somebody wants to become educated and realize why we never want to go here again. And then I found this, The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Now this is a reproduction, what does it say? A facsimile reproduction of a naturalist's diary. And what's really sweet about this, and this was originally done in 1906, of course this is newer, but look at this, it's all like handwriting and watercolors of somebody who was into nature. And this also was worth like selling for about $20, so I had to get this. So all that was great, right? Like some good finds, and I think I made my money back. But the biggest, most exciting find of the day was near the end. I was just about to wander away from the book section, and I just happened to see the name Schirra. Schirra's Space. Can you see it? Wally Schirra, one of the Mercury astronauts, one of the first seven, America's first 7 astronauts. Cool. I always look at space stuff, right? But I also always open them up to make sure, because a lot of these books come out with when astronauts have written something and they tour, they show up because part of their big deal is their presence, that they're there and people want to see them and meet them and touch somebody who went to space, So I opened it up, lo and behold, signature, autograph. These sell online for about $150, just the autograph, but it's like, it's sort of its certificate of authenticity is that it's in the book. There are others like this. So I was able to check and authenticate that this is indeed his real signature, and this thing is worth about $150. How about that? Oh no. Look at that. Okay, this is a good opportunity to tell you about something else, which is a signature plate. Sometimes people autograph the book itself, and sometimes these are stuck inside. And I don't know, for various reasons, but it doesn't lessen the authentication of this. Like it's still as valuable and as cool. But that's something to be aware of when you open it up. If you happen to find an autograph, sometimes they're stuck in like that. So either way, it's here, and it's not lessened because of that. So anyway, that was interesting, right? Altogether, I spent $24 on these books, this pile of 14 books. And the overall value is probably about $250 to $300. So a really cool day, a really exciting book find. Always look, like the place I went to today, it's been pretty stale recently. Like there hasn't been much new that's come through, but I go there just to make sure, because sometimes when something does show up, it seems to be pretty good. And today was a great haul, like suddenly, and it was scattered. Like they didn't put them all in just one shelf together. Like I had to go through all the shelves and find the pieces of this collection that had just come in, because whoever had worked the shelves had just put them everywhere, like a scavenger hunt. So anyway, I thought you'd like to see all of that. And I encourage you to go out to thrift stores and yard sales, especially because those are the cheapest and I think sometimes the best, because they haven't been moved around much yet. They haven't been damaged by being transported to a Goodwill or whatever. And sometimes you meet the people who own this stuff, and that can be interesting as well. Anyway, happy Cinco de Mayo, and happy thrifting, and good to talk to you all. Have a great day. Bye.